It's now time for Property Source Radio with your hosts, Steve and Pat, on Sports Radio 950 ESPN and online at sportsradio950ESPN.com. Property Source Radio, it starts here.
It is Saturday. It is the 18th of August, the middle date in August, which means Lana Torrey will be joining us a little bit later today. Property Source Radio till 10 o'clock. We just jump away from ESPN Radio every Saturday morning at this time, just for 1 hour. We'll be back to ESPN Radio at 10. So we have lots of stuff to talk about. Preseason week number 2 in the NFL, baseball, races, that sort of stuff. But Pat Coyne, good morning.
Morning, Steve.
Alex, hi.
Hi.
Are you as interested as I am to find out what the mother-in-law drama is all about?
You know what? I am, because we kind of left it on at a certain point last week, and I'm just interested to see, first of all, if she's still there, and second of all, what is the motivation behind the visit? Did we ever find that out?
Your mother-in-law did a drop-in last week.
Yeah, and scared the hell out of me. You scared the hell out of me by saying we'll have her on next Saturday.
Well, we were going to call her.
Which is today, yeah.
And I kind of wish we did call her, but we did say, bring her in today.
Yeah.
Where is she? I want to meet this babe.
Where is she?
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness she said she's got up Monday morning and said, I'm going home. So she left on Monday. So she was here almost a whole entire week.
She bring all her crap with her? She take it away?
She took it all away, yeah. I loaded her car, and I started it and warmed it up.
Oh, you're so nice, Pat.
I am. She said I was she told my wife, I overheard her actually saying I was a good husband. So I got her snowed anyway.
Well, how about that?
Right. Isn't that nice?
But so you got all excited over nothing. She had no plans to stay forever.
No, but she did say to me on Monday morning when she was packing, she says, I was going to stay for another week. And I did not want to ask why she didn't. I didn't want to go there and say, oh, no, stay for another week, please. Because, you know what I mean? I just, whatever your wishes are, Mom, So, but for me, my wife is mad at me, though. She's literally, because when your mother says you have a nice husband, you should be nicer to him, treat him nicely. That really gets under her skin.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I can see this.
I got her snowed. I mean, come on, I'm doing the right thing here.
So was she listening last week? I mean, because I felt kind of bad as we were doing the show. I said, geez, what if she? Because you promised me she wouldn't be listening.
I did, but
I kind of let it roll.
I don't. Somehow my wife must have turned it on for them to listen while we were here, because she was listening. But when I got home, they were having fun with it. They were entertained by the fact that Steve was ribbing me the entire segment about, throwing jabs about your mother-in-law. So they thought it was fun. I didn't get in trouble.
Happy ending.
Yeah, it was a good thing, yes.
Perfect. How was your week, Alex? Anything going on with you?
It's been busy. I traveled to New York again for a meeting with a company that I had met with about working on some shows, and there's a bunch of things coming down the pipe, as they say, and so we'll see what happens. It's very exciting stuff. And I went running for the first time, and my sister is big into the marathons, okay? She's always doing 5Ks. I don't know what is with people and they're running.
Why would you do that to yourself?
But I'm so adamant about not running.
Why run when you can drive?
Exactly.
Or walk.
Well.
So she keeps trying to get me to do all these marathons with her. Please come to Chicago and do the 5K with me. And no, I'm not running. Well, I'm out of shape. And I'm not happy about it. And I'm out of shape because I've been so busy and haven't had time to go to the gym and all this stuff, has been going on. So I was like, you know what? I don't have anything to do this morning. I'm going to run. I'm going to run from my apartment to Bryant Park and back. It's about 25 blocks.
Ooh. That doesn't sound fun.
This is while you were in New York.
This is while I was in New York.
Okay.
I was like, I don't have anything to do. I'll go running. Yeah. I didn't hate it.
You didn't?
No. I didn't hate it the way I thought I was gonna. I ran by Derek Jeter's house. I wanted to stop by and see if he was home.
He would have run you right out of the house.
He probably would. But I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. Now, I would never admit that to my sister, and thank God she lives in Florida, so she's not listening. But I didn't hate it.
How long had it been since you ran? Actually ran. Like I've never run outside. I've never gone for a run. But on a treadmill, I would say a couple months. Okay, so when you got out onto the sidewalk, did you start running right away, or did you have to start by walking?
How does that work?
No, I started jogging, and then I picked up my pace and really got into a good run.
Then you're in good shape.
So you're talking, you were running. I assumed you were jogging when synonymous with running.
No, I was running.
Really?
I was
That's
going really
sick.
fast.
That's sick.
It is. It's so unnecessary.
It is. I mean, that just reminds me of mowing my own lawn. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing in the world.
And you know there is a difference between a 5K and a marathon.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my sister is planning on doing this full marathon in Niagara Falls. And she's been doing half marathons and 5Ks and 10Ks. And she is just trying to get me to run with her. And they live in Florida. And the last time I was down there was a couple weeks ago for a concert. And she wanted to go running. And it's Florida in the summer. I said, no.
That's
I'm not.
sick.
First of all, I like my lungs and my lung capacity, and I'm not about to fill them with this hot, muggy air and die halfway home. I have a 9-year-old at home who would miss me very much.
And here's what I take from all this. You travel a lot.
I do do a lot of traveling.
Bottom line,
Gosh.
you know, I'm really tired and exhausted. I can use a cold beer.
This is Property Source Radio. We'll be here till 10 o'clock. We're glad you're with us on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. I finally got to Bills camp the other day.
Ooh.
Final day, last day of camp, I decided to go.
Okay.
Last Tuesday night. And Bills camp was kind of interesting. When a couple things amazed me about Bills camp. You didn't get over there this year.
No.
Did you, Alex?
No, I did not.
Because I know the morning show you work on.
They were there.
CMS.
I was holding down the fort for TG, who was out
Tom
for
George.
traffic. Yeah.
So I went over there, and it was a company thing. We had a suite for our advertisers. The couple things that amaze me about Bill's training camp is, one, people who bring their infant children to training camp. I don't understand that.
Why? Why'd they do that?
Two, people who don't wear current Bills jerseys. They wear jerseys for players who haven't been on the team for years.
Oh,
That always amazes me.
Kind of rubs you the wrong way.
But the amazing thing for me was when training camp was over. It was the last day of training camp before the Bills moved back out to Buffalo. The team is leaving the field, and everybody who was there started applauding and waving goodbye to them.
Oh,
Just didn't make
doesn't make sense.
a lot of sense to me.
Bye. Bye. See you later.
Nice job. Come back when you're 3 and 13.
They're just doing their job, right? 3 and 13. So what's? I mean, I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't get it either.
I mean, you know, the big thing is go to training camp, watch the Bills work out, watch them practice, check some of their progress. But every time I go to training camp, I'm there for about a half hour, and I say to myself, why am I here?
Yeah. It's like me watching me do my job. That would put you to sleep.
What is your job?
Nothing. I just play on my computer.
Puts himself to sleep. I saw, you know, with the Olympics done, and we have Abby Wambach coming to town in a couple Saturdays for the big soccer game. Abby bought a new house.
Where?
She bought a new house in Oregon.
I heard that, a fixer-upper, they were calling it.
She paid $700,000 for a house in suburban
For a fixer-upper?
Portland, Oregon, for a fixer-upper. Needs a lot of work. Built in the 70s, apparently it needs some work.
Wow.
Abby is apparently bought the house right near Nike headquarters, which is one of the big sponsors of the U.S. women's soccer team.
That brings up the property value.
I would say $705,000 in Portland, Oregon, which is the hippie capital of the world.
Yes,
you know?
it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so good for her. She's in town on September 1st, of course, for the big soccer game. U.S. women's soccer team, the gold medal winning team, will be playing against Costa Rica, I believe, in a friendly match. Be great to see her back in town. Hometown girl. We'll be back in a second. We're going to continue with Property Source Radio. Alex will have Property Source News, and Lana Torrey will be here. It's the middle Saturday of the month, so Lana will be with us next here at Property Source Radio on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Thinking about a tankless water heater? Trust the professionals at BP Plumbing. A tankless water heater saves energy, money, space, and with a 20-plus year life expectancy, it is virtually the last water heater you'll ever have to buy for your home. BP Plumbing is your certified Rinnai tankless water heater experts. Free estimates, fully insured, and there when you need them. BP Plumbing, 545-8699, or on the web at bpplumbing.biz.
If you're looking for furniture, visit Bayless Leather House in Victor. Their 16,000 square foot showroom offers a huge selection of styles and colors that would fit perfect in your home. And Bayless is the area's exclusive dealer of hard and solid wood furniture and upholstery. Bayless Leather House in Victor is more than just leather. They're Rochester seating experts. The knowledgeable and professional staff at Bayless are here to assist you in choosing the perfect piece to accent your home. Bayless is open daily except Mondays. Visit BaylessLeatherhouse.com for specific times. Bayless Leather House. Distinctive furniture at a comfortable price.
Do you, mallboard?
Grease Ridge Center, next to the DMV. Eastview Mall in Bonton Court. Find specific locations at mallboard.com. Tell your friends to meet me at the Mall Board.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Are you looking to buy your first home or maybe even your second? Well, now is a great time to buy. Home prices have become much more affordable with interest rates close to historic lows. Some house payments are even lower than paying rent. The loan originators at Cole Taylor Mortgage have served the Rochester area for more than 20 years, and we're pleased to announce our pre-qualification program. They offer conventional fixed rate and adjustable rate mortgage loans, as well as government loans like VA and FHA. They also offer rural housing, USDA, and jumbo loan products. Many of these loan types have low down payments. So if you're looking to save money when buying your next home, call Cole Taylor Mortgage, 662-4118. Or stop in and meet them at 70 Linden Oaks in Penfield. They'll be happy to discuss all of your buying options and find the right loan for your unique situation. Be sure to ask about their no or low closing cost option. Call today, 662-4118. Cole Taylor Mortgage, a division of Cole Taylor Bank.
Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 410020.
At Knopfnagel Realtors, all of their clients receive a lifetime membership in their home services program. Receive valuable discounts on home-related services you need before, during, and after your move. Looking for a mover? Insurance? Painter? Knopfnagel can match your job and budget with one of our pre-screened vendors. Get one-stop shopping with Knopfnagel Home Services. Just another way, Knopfnagel is reinventing real estate. To learn more, visit knopfnagel.com or talk to a Knopfnagel agent.
Get more for your life, your heart, your home.
Hi, I'm Ryan Seacrest for RAD. Over 300 people in this country are killed every week by a drunk driver. That's the equivalent of 2 747 plane crashes every single week. And the problem isn't going away unless we all do our part to stop it. So if you see someone who's about to drive after drinking, get the keys. Don't leave it up to anyone else. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN is WROC Rochester. Worldwide at sportsradio950ESPN.com.
You're listening to Property Source Radio. Help us out and support our advertisers. For a complete list of the sponsors on this show, visit PropertySourceRadio.com.
And now back to Property Source Radio with your hosts, Steve and Pat. This segment brought to you by Dark Horse Coffee, now offering catering for your next event.
Quick text message from a listener named Jeffrey from the city. I'd like to make a song request. Please play Call Me Maybe. Thank you for your cooperation. So more than happy to help young Jeffrey. It's Jeff Haley, of course, our executive producer, who for some reason loves that song. As I said last week, the most overplayed song in radio. So now we're on it here at Property Source Radio.
Oh, you got it. That's why I did it.
Till 10 o'clock here at Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Lana Torrey is going to join us momentarily, but first let's get caught up with this week's edition of Property Source News.
Thank you, Steve. Financial crisis sparks housing commitment phobia. My name is Alex with your Property Source News, brought to you by WNYOpenHouse.com. For a listing of open houses in your area this weekend, go to WNYOpenHouse.com. If you missed this news segment and want to catch up, go to PropertySourceRadio.com. Click on the Alex News tab. Some analysts suggest that the financial crisis has reshaped the attitudes of younger generations, similar to how the Great Depression did for generations during its aftermath. The younger generation is most at risk for reshaped attitudes because this is a generation that is scared of commitment. They want to be light on their feet and need to adjust to whatever happens. What was once seen as a solid investment like a house or a car is now seen as a ball and chain with a lot of risk. The younger generation's current financial situation is what's most holding them back. College graduates emerging post-recession are earning less and owing more in student loan debt. 40% of college graduates surveyed say that their student loan debt is the main thing delaying them from making major purchases like buying a home. The housing market has shown some positive signs lately, but the slow pace of recovery is making many younger adults hesitant. Case in point, the number of first-time home buyers is shrinking while the number of renters is increasing.
How many kids, and I'll use my son as an example, how many kids have no concept of finances? I mean, my son was probably 14 before he realized an ATM just didn't spew out free money. You know? And you're right, Alex. In the case of my son, student loan debt will keep him from owning a house for who knows how long.
It's
insane, the student loan debt and how they're restructuring it, and it's going to make it worse.
Yeah.
Like the average student, I think, comes out of college with over $100,000.
Wow.
Like by the time they're done paying it off.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous
huge.
amount of money.
Sure.
Yep.
And there's this big push for kids to go back to school. Here's all this money, and then you're going to pay it back, and you're not going to be able to live.
I think an easy solution to that, Alex, is they should probably sell drugs on the street to supplement their student loan debt.
You know what? I concur.
Thank you.
Listen to you, too. Thanks, Alex, for that. We'll check in with you as we move along today. It's time to bring in our good friend Lana Torrey, a local award-winning designer and decorator who joins us on the middle Saturday of every month.
Have you missed me?
Yeah, of course we missed you.
We always do.
Oh.
You know, it's funny when you came walking across the street this morning, I kind of had that sort of feel. I really did.
Did you?
Yeah.
She brings all the material for us.
Absolutely.
It's so sweet.
This is let Lana do her thing today. How you been? Everything all right?
Yeah, everything's great.
Great.
It's just great.
You look great.
I'm very happy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That's sincere.
All this football talk, I wanted to talk about something very near and dear to my heart today, briefly.
Go ahead.
Well, you're talking about Buffalo Bills football practice. You're talking about, Pat's talking about his mother-in-law being here on vacation. I want to talk about something that was very important to me that happened last week. Dairy Queen opened.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I thought you were going to say you saw the GQ's bread of Tim Tebow, but that was wrong.
Oh, no. This is girl talk. Alex, where are you?
The Dairy Queen did open over in what used to be, or
opened.
right by what used to be the Krispy Kreme.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. And I remember waiting
Jefferson
in line trying
Road.
to get a Krispy Kreme donut. How long ago was that? Maybe 10 years or so?
No, that wasn't that long,
Yeah,
was
it was
it?
probably 10 years
Yeah.
ago.
Wow, time flies.
Remember waiting in the line trying to get a donut?
Oh, no, I wasn't that idiot.
I do.
I
do.
We all
wouldn't-
did it.
I know.
Well, this time I backed down. I drove over by Dairy Queen, and the line was so long that I thought, well, I don't need one, but I wanted one. So
You waited in line?
no, I left.
Oh,
I
good.
left, and I'll go back.
You're getting older and wiser.
Only in Rochester, New York, would we line up for the opening of a Dairy Queen, like we did for Mighty Taco.
Oh, that was
Oh,
ridiculous.
yeah.
We were going to do a taste test on the other morning show
Yeah.
to see if people could really tell the difference between Mighty Taco and Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
And so Danny was like, can you do me a favor and run out to Mighty Taco and get me 2 regular tacos and do the same thing at Taco Bell? And I was out in the area and drove by, and the line was like to the end of the parking lot where the tile shop is. I was like, I'm going to be here for 4 hours waiting for a taco. I said, guess who's not getting their taste test?
No.
You guys.
Wow.
So you haven't been to the DQ yet?
No, I drove by, but I did not imbibe. But I was
Bye.
back in my day when Carvel's was around. We used to go for, my favorite thing was a cherry bonnet. Do you remember cherry bonnet?
No.
It was a soft vanilla ice cream dipped in a red cherry dip.
Oh,
Bright
juice.
red, and then it hardened.
Yeah.
Oh, that shell. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what Dairy Queen offers. And,
Okay.
I looked up some fun facts about Dairy Queen. That large cherry dip has, guess how many calories?
Well, if you're ordering one, you don't care. But I would say,
600.
Yeah, I'll go 900.
Oh, my gosh. Alex, you're right on.
Wow.
670 calories.
Wow.
And what is a cherry dip?
No, I don't know.
Alex, I'll go right to you first.
She'll know the answer.
You just told us what it was, didn't you? It's a vanilla ice cream, soft serve ice cream cone dipped in that red stuff.
What is the red stuff?
It's got to be cherry juice and
Cherry-like
sugar.
Vodka?
Cherry-like substance.
Vodka.
Absolute cherry?
Yeah.
No, it's actually white chocolate with red food coloring. It's probably red dye number 2, and a cherry flavoring. So it's melted white chocolate.
Okay.
Doesn't that sound good?
Yeah, it does.
You know, Lana, when I was growing up in the Boston area, we had a Dairy Queen about a mile from the house.
You lucky boy.
Oh, yeah. And it was funny because the big star on the hockey team in my high school worked there. And he told me that he had to go to classes to learn how to dip it and have the curlicue just right.
Oh, yeah.
And if it wasn't just right, they couldn't serve it to you.
Really?
Yeah, he had to go to curlicue school. I
Well,
guess.
that's interesting.
Wow.
That's fascinating.
But the worst thing was my parents had always, I had two sisters, and they'd always bring us up there like at 7 o'clock on a beautiful summer's evening. But my parents made us get in our PJs to drive up to the Dairy Queen, get our ice cream, and then we go home and eat it and go to bed. And as I got older, I'd look out the car window and I'm sitting there with my PJs and all my friends are there.
Yikes.
And it was, I'm about 10 years old and all my buddies are up there on their bicycles eating Dairy Queen and I'm sitting there with my sisters in my PJs.
Oh my gosh.
So as much as I love Dairy Queen, I have that stigma. If I known you're gonna talk about it, I would have worn my PJs.
Oh my gosh. Did you have PJs with did you have Roy Rogers or Sky King on your PJs?
I don't remember. I do not remember.
He does. He just doesn't want to tell you.
Doesn't want to admit it. He was really 18 years old.
I was. Well, I hope you get to DQ pretty soon. Dairy Queen's it's great. I've never eaten any of their food, but I'm a big fan of their soft serve.
I think it's 670 calories. You sort of skip the meal and go right to dessert.
If ice cream is 670 calories, a burger's got to be like 1,100.
Everything in moderation. Let's meet your guest today. You want to?
Oh, I am so pleased to finally have Sam DiPiano with us. He is the vice president of East Cap Mortgage, and they are sponsors here of Property Source Radio. And he's the son I never had. He is one of the brightest young men.
Is Sam paying you to say this?
Yeah, but slip that 20
She's on retainer.
Sam.
Yeah.
He is just bright and articulate and knows everything there is to know about mortgages. And I used him myself when my husband and I bought our cottage, and we went through Sam, and it was absolutely stressless and comfortable and everything a mortgage buy should be.
That's the way I like it.
Yeah, there's too much stress involved in mortgages and the most people don't even know where to start. And so I brought Sam in because the rates are so low right now. I thought that we would talk about the opportunities for first-time buyers, for refis, for buyers who are moving up. It is the market right now, and it's just as Alex said during her news broadcast, how young people cannot afford mortgages. This is the time to do it.
Yeah. With the rates? Tell us what today's 30-year rates are, Sam.
Get
Get on
here.
here.
Let me have Sam DiPiano.
Thank you.
Have you ever had an intro like that before, man? That's
gosh.
unbelievable. Nice and close here.
Thank you, Lana, for the kind introduction. And
Yeah, kind. It was paid for.
Give you 100 on the way out the door.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, Sam, you're so great.
Alex has got her hand out.
Lana's a great friend, and we've done a lot of work together throughout the years, and just appreciate her friendship and appreciate her kind words. So,
what are the rates at right now?
That's a common question, and in today's market, you can get as low as 3.25 on a 30-year conventional or FHA, as low as 2.6, 2.75 on a 10 or a 15-year.
Wow, no points.
So low
with no points. But the catch is it's dependent on the person.
Okay.
I mean, we have a lot of people that call into us and say, what are your rates? What are your rates? And in today's world, there's more than just the rate question that goes into the mortgage. There's 5 or 6 people in this room right now, and I could tell you everybody would probably have a different rate.
Yeah.
Here's my question about mortgages, because Julie and I have been looking at possibly refinancing. I owe 7 years of my mortgage. Can I get a refi in just for the amount of years I have left, or is it based on how much I owe? I mean, could I find myself suddenly in another 15-year mortgage if I wanted to refinance? Does that make sense?
Well, you can get a rate off of, amortize. You can get a rate based on the 15-year market rates, but the lender could amortize the loan for 7 years, 8 years, 10 years. Mm-hmm. We could amortize the note based on the customer's request.
Oh, so you can get a lower than 10-year. Like Steve wants a 7-year loan, you can give him a 7-year mortgage on his house.
Sure, we could amortize the note.
Oh, that's cool.
The amount of years a customer would like.
Yeah, that's what I'm eager to do.
Yeah,
I have a question.
Steve might not want to go to a 15-year mortgage, and that's great because my dad's in that situation. I think he's got like 5-6 years left on his house. It wouldn't be in his best interest to go to a 10 or 15-year when it's almost done, just like you. Okay.
Perfect reason to talk with a professional, right, Lena?
Yeah.
Right. So here's my question that may be of interest to you. If Steve wants to refi, he has 7 years left, why not just double up on the payments? And would that bring his time down and his interest down?
Sure, absolutely. And that's a good question, because a lot of times for somebody like Steve, we would want to run an amortization schedule based on him making extra payments over the 7 years and not putting any additional closing costs into the mortgage. It might make more sense for him to pay an extra $400 or $500 a month and just pay the mortgage off in 7 years.
All right, now I have a question regarding that. Where am I going to get this $500 extra a month?
Yes, good question.
I'm giving Lana $100 on the way out the door. So.
If you take a cue from the Pat Coyne playbook, you
yes.
could sell drugs to support your extra $500 a month.
Sam, you've been at it for how long now?
I started in the mortgage business in 1999.
And how do you have your family background, or was it something that just you saw this as an opportunity?
No, I actually just kind of fell into the business.
Perfect.
Most professionals, most realtors and mortgage professionals you talk to, I don't think it's an industry that you just wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to go sell real estate, or I'm going to be, a mortgage professional, if you will. I think
it evolves.
It kind of evolves, and you find your way into the business.
All right, we got to take a quick break here, Sam. I know you can stick around for a little while. We have just begun to scratch the surface of the vice president of East Cap Mortgage. The website is eastcapmortgage.com. Of course, we have a link to it at our Property Source Radio website. And when we're back in a minute, we'll continue on with Lana and Sam and Pat and Alex and me. This is Property Source Radio till 10. Big crowded room this morning at Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Visit Rochester's newest coffee house, Dark Horse Coffee, open in the Village Gate, serving the area's finest gourmet coffee, specialty drinks, and food. Our new 2,500 square foot space is the perfect place to meet your family, friends, and clients. Try one of our signature wraps or paninis. For complete menu items and daily specials, click on darkhorsecoffee.net. Dark Horse Coffee in the Village Gate next to California Rollin'. It's Soho in Rochester, and open mic every Friday night.
Are you a business owner concerned about rising utility bills? Want to cut energy costs and save money? Now you can with PMC Eco Supply's Power Miser. The Power Miser reduces the amount of electricity your business consumes. It's that simple. Power Miser products are easily installed and backed with a 90-day money-back guarantee plus a 5-year warranty. Power Miser products are American-made and assembled and tested in Rochester. So start saving today. Call 585-202-3590. That's 202-3590.
Now, more than ever, money is an issue in your household. It causes stress, anxiety. It even keeps you up at night, right? Well, help your financial and mental well-being by reducing your utility bills. Start with a free home energy assessment with True Energy Solutions, and you are on the way to making your home safer, more comfortable, and more energy efficient with home performance from Energy Star. Rebates, subsidies, and low-interest financing are available. For more details and to schedule your appointment, call True Energy Solutions right now at 248-TRUE.
Property Source Radio. Clinically proven to grow back hair.
So you need a new place to live. Your house has gotten smaller with 2 kids and 2 brand new dogs that she thought would be a great idea. So you're at Wegmans, Tops, or the mall shopping, and you see it. The answer to your prayers. Property Source. It's as if the heavens opened and said, as you start flipping through this thing, you notice, there's some good deals in here. And some big-time agents. So you call on a house. You see the process is easier than you thought, and the agent walked you step by step like a VIP. You make an offer, and you get the house. Done. So you're in. The wife and kids are happy. The dog stopped eating your shoes. Life is good, and you, my friend, are the hero. Property Source. It starts here.
Introducing Abode.com, a new local website to find real estate, rentals, and home improvement. To demonstrate how easy this site is to use, we asked Chewbacca to find a home in Penfield while dancing. Cue the music. Watch out! He's loose! Get him out of here! For people to find a great place to live and not Wookiees. Abode.com.
Join the biggest names in music, film, and television, and the millions who are standing up to cancer. This is the moment. This is the movement. Stand up with us. Tune in September 7th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC. Check your local listings for cable providers. Stand up to cancer.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN is WROC Rochester. Now worldwide at sportsradio950ESPN.com.
You're listening to Property Source Radio. Help us out and support our advertisers. For a complete list of the sponsors on this show, visit PropertySourceRadio.com.
And now back to Property Source Radio with your hosts, Steve and Pat. This segment is brought to you by True Energy Solutions, Rochester's experts in home energy audits.
Property Source Radio till 10 o'clock here at Sports Radio 950 ESPN. I'm going to give the mic here to Jeff Haley, our executive producer. What's up with Property Source newspaper? What's new ones where?
New West Side on the streets right now.
You say that like we're supposed to know. That's
New West Side on the streets right now.
You can pick it up at Grease Ridge Center, the mall at Grease Ridge Center, Eastview Mall, Tops locations, and selected Wegmans as well. All right, got the business out of the way. Let's get back to Lana Torrey, who has brought with her Sam DiPiano, who is the vice president of East Cap Mortgage, a mortgage professional.
He is a mortgage professional and a damn good one. All right, so I have a question for you, Sam. I have a terrible toothache. Can you help me with it?
No, I can't, unfortunately.
Where did that come from?
I have fallen arches. Can you help me with that?
Wait a second.
Sorry, no.
I need a haircut. Can you cut my hair?
I could. You look funny, though.
Oh, gosh. How funny would I look?
I can buzz it for you.
Would you give me a number 4?
Sure, number 4.
Give her a mo.
Nice. All right, you could go Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
You know where I'm going with this. Why use a mortgage professional?
I mean, there's many outlets to get a loan for a mortgage. There's banks, there's credit unions, there's brokers. There's many different ways a client can obtain financing. I feel a mortgage broker, a third-party provider, is the best means, just because there are so many different lenders out there. My company, we shop clients' loans to 15 to 16 different lenders. So that enables me to find the best program and the best bank that's good for them.
Because they compete as well, don't they, for rates?
Sure, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, just like in any business, our vendors, if you will, are banks, and they're calling on us, and sometimes there's different specials or different programs or different opportunities out there for the client, to obtain financing, and we get exposed to those different options through the different lenders that we do business with. So
it's like shopping at the mall. You have that opportunity to shop all the sources for money.
Absolutely.
Where if you went to Bank A, his rates may be different from Bank B, and B would be different from Bank C. But you have the opportunity to shop them all.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's kind of like Priceline for, for mortgages, basically.
Absolutely.
You go on there and you put in what you need, and then you guys kind of get all the information from all the different.
And there's always special offers and. Right?
That's
Promotions?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you go to one bank, you go to Bank A. Bank A is going to sell what Bank A is selling at their cost, their programs, at what they want to sell.
But it might not fit Alex's needs as well, so Bank B might.
Correct.
And then, she goes to Bank. You're going to shop her to Bank B.
Correct, because everybody has a different need, and everybody's in a different position, different point in their life, and a different financial position.
I like that analogy of Priceline.
Now, with the rates being so low, are you seeing a lot of people coming forward to take advantage of this, or are people still hesitant because they feel like they're in this big housing bubble and that at any moment that bubble's going to burst and we're going to be right back up to, housing market crash and all that sort of thing?
Well, in our area, not so much. I mean, a lot of people are coming forward in our area to either buy a house or possibly take on a home remodeling project to use the equity in their house, take out a home equity loan, refinance their house if they're going to stay put in the house for the next 5 to 10 years. Some clients, are skeptical. Are they going to lose their job? Are they going to be transferred? So there is still some uncertainty because of the unemployment rates, and we have been affected a little bit here in Rochester, I think, from the economic standpoint of that there is some uncertainty. So some of those clients and some of those buyers are kind of on the fence waiting to see what might happen.
When you're dealing with, he's Sam DiPiano, the vice president of East Cap Mortgage on Property Source Radio this morning, a first-time home buyer, first-time mortgage owner, it's got to be just those young people probably walk into the whole process going, oh, my God, I don't know where to begin.
Absolutely. A lot of them, don't know where to begin. A lot of them, look at the prices of real estate and say, geez, how could I afford to pay for a $100,000 house? Well, that's where the education comes in through working with the realtor that they're working with and working through a mortgage professional that the realtors typically have relationships with is to show them the process, to show them that they could own a house for maybe only $3,000 or $4,000 out of their pocket, to show them that they can get into a modest house, a first-time home, for maybe $1,000 a month.
Are they surprised when they find out they can?
Absolutely. Yeah, because if they have good credit and if they have stable employment, and if they can come up with modestly $4,000 of their own money, or maybe mom or dad can get them a gift, or a grandparent can get them a gift, they can own a home, opposed to giving a landlord a couple $1,000.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And spending
all that rent,
$1,000 a month in rent.
Absolutely, and then they have something to show for it. Then they can keep buying up and buying up. But you are what I think most people don't understand. First-time buyers is that you're their best ally. You're going to take this process and take the stress out of it for them. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
It's huge. It's huge. Because everyone is so afraid to make that. I mean, granted, it's your biggest purchase of your whole life. And if it's your first time,
right,
then you're really afraid. You don't know where to go, what move to make, how much to put down. But, someone in Sam's position and with his company, they can hold your hand and lead you down the path.
All right, real quick, when we come back, I want to demystify the whole idea of points for that first-time home buyer. So if you can stick around for one more segment. We are Property Source Radio. We'll be here till 10 o'clock. Oh, yes, Carlos Rodriguez is here, too. We'll check in with him shortly here at Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
At Knopf-Nagel Realtors, all of their clients receive a lifetime membership in their home services program. Receive valuable discounts on home-related services you need before, during, and after your move. Looking for a mover? Insurance? Painter? Knopf-Nagel can match your job and budget with one of our pre-screened vendors. Get one-stop shopping with Knopf-Nagel Home Services. Just another way Knopf-Nagel is reinventing real estate. To learn more, visit knopfnagel.com or talk to a Knopf-Nagel agent.
Get more for your life, your heart, your home.
Cleaning your gutters can be a dangerous job, and face it, not exactly the job anybody wants to do. Introducing Gutter Glove. The new Gutter Guard system installs over your gutter and keeps out leaves, pine needles, seed pods, and debris. The same stuff that gets you up on that ladder year after year to clean your gutters. Gutter Glove is professionally installed and works great in Rochester's ever-changing climate. Water filters through the stainless steel mesh, which is supported by a strong aluminum frame that's proven to keep your gutters clean and working properly. Say no to cleaning your gutters and install Gutter Glove on your home. For a free estimate, call Rochester Window Cleaning at 235-1200 or go to gutterglove.com. Mention Property Source Radio and receive a 10% discount.
Come enjoy the great trout and salmon fishing that Lake Ontario has to offer with Captain Ken Bymiller aboard Off the Hook 2, a 33-foot Trojan International sport fish located on the Genesee River. Lake Ontario offers a world-class fishery that includes kings, coho, Atlantic, brown, steelhead, lakers, and more. This is a great way to entertain the family, clients, or just get together with a group of buddies for a day of fishing. Off the Hook 2 is equipped with the latest in technology and gear. For more information, call Captain Ken at 585-750-8874 or go to othfishing.com. Come aboard and let's go fishing.
Property Source Radio. It makes you smarter.
Learn how to get up to $35,000 in grants for the purchase of your first home. Money is out there, and this free grant home buyer seminar can show you how to qualify. Register today to get all your questions answered. A realtor and an attorney will be on hand to assist you with the buying process. Call 292-4125 to register. If you're a first-time home buyer and are interested in a grant of up to $35,000, don't miss this free seminar. Register today, 292-4125. Limited seating available and refreshments will be served. Presented by Leslie Curry, licensed loan officer with Citizens Bank, NMLS 407614.
Log on to PropertySourceRadio.com to find out about the next seminar.
If you're looking for furniture, visit Bayless Leather House in Victor. Their 16,000 square foot showroom offers a huge selection of styles and colors that would fit perfect in your home. And Bayless is the area's exclusive dealer of hard and solid wood furniture and upholstery. Bayless Leather House in Victor is more than just leather. They're Rochester seating experts. The knowledgeable and professional staff at Bayless are here to assist you in choosing the perfect piece to accent your home. Bayless is open daily except Mondays. Visit BaylessLeatherhouse.com for specific times. Bayless Leather House. Distinctive furniture at a comfortable price.
Here's your Electromech heating fuel update. Propane and heating oil prices have increased almost 50% in 2 years, costing the average homeowner nearly $1,000 more this year to heat their home.
Geothermal uses the consistent ground temperature to heat and cool your home. If you use propane or heating oil, it's time to call Electromech to have your current system evaluated and talk about a geothermal system installation. Now save even more and receive up to $1,000 off. Online, go to geo2green.com. That's geo2green.com.
You can be a lifesaver this summer by donating blood through the American Red Cross. During the summer, blood donations often decline, but the need for blood remains constant. Make giving blood or platelets part of your summer plans. Call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE or go to redcrossblood.org.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN is WROC Rochester. Worldwide at sportsradio950ESPN.com.
You're listening to Property Source Radio. Help us out and support our advertisers. For a complete list of the sponsors on this show, visit propertysourceradio.com.
And now back to Property Source Radio with your hosts, Steve and Pat. This segment is brought to you by Nothnagel Realtors, reinventing real estate with one-stop shopping.
Carlos Rodriguez, longtime with the Attorney General's office, will be with us for Carlos in Your Corner. In fact, he's standing in the corner, waiting for his his chance to join us, and he'll do that in our next segment. Lana Torre is with us with the Vice President of East Cap Mortgage, Sam DiPiano, with a couple of more questions before we wrap it up. Sam, the whole thing about points, and I'm thinking again of the first-time home buyer. What are points? How much do they cost? Well, the whole thing.
Well, what a point is 1% of the mortgage amount. So to make numbers simple, if a client's mortgaging $100,000, 1 point is $1,000.
Where does that money go? Who gets that?
That money, when you charge a point is used to buy the interest rate down. So, I mean, there's really no exact formula. It's all based on pricing that we get from our lenders every day. So
if I find an extra super low mortgage rate, chances are there is 1, 2, maybe 3 points attached to that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, all the lenders, we're all pricing off the same stock market. We're all pricing off the same 10-year treasury bills, which where mortgage rates are derived from.
Mm-hmm.
So most lenders in town are going to be within an 1/8 or 1/4% of each other on a 30-year rate. If you see, most of the banks in town and most of the lenders, if they're advertising at 3.5%, for the most part, you're going to see every other company with 0 points should be within an 1/8 or 1/4% of each other. If somebody's advertising at a 3% interest rate, they're building in some extra points, some extra cost to buy that interest rate down.
I'm going to ask a Pat Coyne question here, Elena. Can you negotiate points?
I was going to ask that.
Yeah.
And here's the second part of that question. Can I pay points with my credit card?
Ooh.
No,
you can miles. Turn your points into miles.
You cannot pay points at your credit card.
Oh, darn. I was thinking of miles.
So the points are charged at closing, and they're on what's called the HUD-1 settlement statement of either the purchase or the refinance of the transaction, and you will see it as a line item, the exact amount of the points that the customer is paying to buy the interest rate down. A mortgage broker, there's a lot of misconception that we charge points or we charge extra cost to be, to the consumer, and that's not the case. So, we, obviously if the rates are 3.5%, we'll give somebody a proposal and show them, hey, your rate is 3.5% with 0 points. Or if the customer, if Lana is getting a mortgage and refinancing and she's like, Sam, I want to get the lowest rate possible, I'm willing to spend an extra $2,000 or 2 points if her mortgage amounts to $100,000 to buy that rate down. By all means, we could then present her that option and the rate based on that day's pricing.
Now, first-time home buyers, I did a news segment about, young people not buying homes because their, debt to income ratio is so off, and with college loans and stuff. Are you seeing that as a trend, like a first-time home buyer? What's the average age for them?
Well, that's a loaded question. It depends on the individual. Most of the first-time home buyers are taking out a mortgage which is backed by the Federal Housing Administration, what's called an FHA mortgage. And a FHA mortgage does allow for a non-occupying co-borrower. So if you have somebody that's in a position where they have good credit and they either have their own money or a relative is willing to help them with the down payment, and their mom or dad could co-sign for them. They can go on as a non-occupying co-borrower.
But are you seeing a lot of young people buying houses, or are you not seeing that?
No, there's quite a few. I mean,
This is the time, right, Sam?
Absolutely. And,
Absolutely.
And most of the buyers that we have, right now in our office a lot of them are first-time home buyers, and they are looking, for their first house.
And they probably have mom or dad co-signing.
A lot of times, if they have a lot of student loans and they don't have a significant other in their life to either go on the mortgage and co-purchase the house with them if they're not married, mom or dad are helping out, or a grandparent is helping out. So there's options out there for them. It just depends, really. I mean, the biggest thing right now is somebody's credit. Most lenders want to see a credit score of at least a 640 or higher. So that is the most important determining factor right now in a mortgage for anybody in any buying population in any age group.
And of course, the most important thing here is to deal with a mortgage professional.
Absolutely.
And if you want to get in touch with Sam, how can we do that?
You can visit our website at eastcapmortgage.com, or you can call our number in our main office at 697-1500 and either ask for myself, or we have many talented loan officers in our office that are licensed.
Great.
Willing to help anybody.
Link to that website for Sam's East Cap Mortgage Company is at our PropertySourceRadio.com website as well. Lana, nice job. You get an A for your guest this week.
Oh my gosh, isn't he wonderful? I'm going to adopt him.
Now take her to Dairy Queen and get her a...
Take me.
Carlos Rodriguez joins us with Carlos in Your Corner. When we come back to Property Source Radio, we're here till 10. A few more minutes to spend with you here at Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
There's no place like your own home.
Have you ever asked yourself, how long can I remain in my own home? If you are a senior citizen or taking care of elderly parents, Home for Life renovations can create state-of-the-art kitchens, accessible bathrooms, and other unique living space, so you can live safely and comfortably in your own home. Call 444-0300 or visit homeforlifeny.com.
Home for Life renovations.
Introducing Abode.com, a new local website to find real estate, rentals, and home improvement. To demonstrate how easy this site is to use, we asked Chewbacca to find a home in Penfield while dancing. Cue the music. Watch out! He's loose! Get him out of here! For people to find a great place to live and not Wookiees. Abode.com.
Cleaning your gutters can be a dangerous job, and face it, not exactly the job anybody wants to do. Introducing Gutter Glove. The new Gutter Guard system installs over your gutter and keeps out leaves, pine needles, seed pods, and debris. The same stuff that gets you up on that ladder year after year to clean your gutters. Gutter Glove is professionally installed and works great in Rochester's ever-changing climate. Water filters through the stainless steel mesh, which is supported by a strong aluminum frame that's proven to keep your gutters clean and working properly. Say no to cleaning your gutters and install Gutter Glove on your home. For a free estimate, call Rochester Window Cleaning at 235-1200 or go to gutterglove.com. Mention Property Source Radio and receive a 10% discount.
So you need a new place to live. Your house has gotten smaller with 2 kids and 2 brand new dogs that she thought would be a great idea. So you're at Wegmans, Tops, or the mall shopping, and you see it. The answer to your prayers. Property Source. It's as if the heavens opened and said... As you start flipping through this thing, you notice, there's some good deals in here. And some big-time agents. So you call on a house. You see the process is easier than you thought, and the agent walk you step by step like a VIP. You make an offer, and you get the house. Done. So you're in. The wife and kids are happy. The dog stop eating your shoes. Life is good, and you, my friend, are the hero. Property Source. It starts here.
Visit Rochester's newest coffee house, Dark Horse Coffee, open in the Village Gate, serving the area's finest gourmet coffee, specialty drinks, and food. Our new 2,500 square foot space is the perfect place to meet your family, friends, and clients. Try one of our signature wraps or paninis. For complete menu items and daily specials, click on darkhorsecoffee.net. Dark Horse Coffee in the Village Gate next to California Rollin'. It's Soho in Rochester and open mic every Friday night.
Thinking about a tankless water heater? Trust the professionals at BP Plumbing. A tankless water heater saves energy, money, space, and with a 20-plus year life expectancy, it is virtually the last water heater you'll ever have to buy for your home. BP Plumbing is your certified Rinnai tankless water heater experts. Free estimates, fully insured, and there when you need them. BP Plumbing, 545-8699, or on the web at bpplumbing.biz.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN is WROC Rochester. Worldwide at sportsradio950ESPN.com.
You're listening to Property Source Radio. Help us out and support our advertisers. For a complete list of the sponsors on this show, visit PropertySourceRadio.com.
And now back to Property Source Radio with your hosts, Steve and Pat. This segment of Carlos in Your Corner is brought to you by Home for Life Renovations. We build quality, comfort, and independence into your home.
Next Bills game here at Sports Radio 950 ESPN is 1 week from tonight when the Bills host the Pittsburgh Steelers. It'll be preseason game number 3. Many who follow football know the third preseason game is the most important one of them all. And you'll hear that game and every Bills game, preseason and regular season, here at Sports Radio 950 ESPN. We may have to wait until the beginning of the season to begin our predictions because the Bills play, they played last night. They play a week from tonight. Then their final preseason game is on a Thursday. And I think we should, for that reason, let's wait till the opener against the Jets to begin our big competition, Alex versus Pat. The showdown to see who's a better prognosticator of Bills football. That okay?
Sure. That works for me.
All righty. Carlos Rodriguez joins us. Good to see you.
Yes.
Yeah, what's going on in your life?
I had so much fun last week at last week's show that I got excited about getting ready for this week's show on certain of things. And one thing I wanted to debate.
A debate.
A debate.
You get ready over there, Alex.
I'm ready.
Okay, you ready?
I got my debate face on.
Okay. You almost convinced me last week about the Verizon thing, that it wasn't a scam. But then my wife...
The Verizon thing. Let's see. Recap what it is.
I got to recap.
Yeah.
The folks
I was explaining how my wife got a call on her cell phone, and it was someone from Verizon saying that we owed a bill, and blah blah blah. And then when you call up, they wanted PIN numbers and your account number, last 4 digits of Social Security number, and I refused to respond. What I learned after, and that's where the debate could start, is that it was a vishing scam. Vishing.
Yeah.
Vishing. Phishing is when you get the email.
Mm-hmm.
Vishing is when they call you up. Try the same thing.
Yeah.
And what happened was here, the caller said that they're going to cut off the service at 5 o'clock.
Really?
Plus, they asked my wife, well, what's your method of payment? Right away, right off the top. And that's a red flag. That's a red flag.
And them telling you at a specific time that they would disconnect the service. We would never disclose that information to a customer. We wouldn't even tell them that we would tell them that they have the possibility of their service being interrupted, but it's not like I'm going to call you and say, okay, if you don't pay me at 3 o'clock, I'm shutting you off. We wouldn't be allowed to do that because it's not in our control as a customer service person, right?
Yeah, reputable business doesn't do that, I don't think.
No.
Yeah.
No debate.
And it's not.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it's
just
not
never answering the phone again.
It's not in the customer service rep's hands I did not have the ability to turn the phone off because of non-payment. I could disconnect a line of service if you were unhappy, but I had to go through a supervisor. So it wasn't like you would call and say, turn me off, and I could just click a button. So
when you worked at Verizon, how long did you work at Verizon?
4 years.
When people said, let me talk to your supervisor, how did you take that? Did you take it personally?
Not at all, because...
Or are we just glad to pass it
I was just glad to pass it because when you're in that business, when you're in customer service and you are doing everything in your capacity to help a customer because that's your job, and trust me, I would love to keep customers on the phone as long as possible because that would prevent me from getting to the next customer who could be even more irate. So I would spend a lot of time with them. And when you realize that there's just no place else you can go, you know what? Talk to my supervisor because they're not going to be as nice to you as I was. Hang on 1 second.
Carlos, you talk about Social Security numbers here. There is new legislation or a new program in place that protects consumers from having to give out their SS number.
Yes, hot off the press. I think yesterday the governor Cuomo signed a bill to protect consumers regarding companies that try to force you to give out your Social Security number. And so my understanding, and I'm going to get the bill, that now if you, like say Verizon calls you up and says, well, we need your Social Security number, if you refuse, they can't cut you off because of the refusal. There's other details to the bill. that I'll explain next time. But that's a good protection for consumers.
There was a time when if you won a prize with one of our radio stations, and I'm taking your information on the phone so you can win Red Wings tickets or whatever, we would take your Social Security number.
Jesus,
really?
And people just went through the roof. Finally, people said, "I'm not doing that for a lousy 2-cent prize." Not that Red Wings tickets were a 2-cent prize; they're good friends of ours. But so we stopped that.
I kind of saw the evolution of that working in customer service, because when I was telling Carlos, like, the only way for a customer service representative to verify your account through Verizon over the phone is with the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. Now, we don't have the ability to see the whole thing. So we would verify the last 4, and a lot of people, with all these scams out there and credit fraud and all this stuff, people started getting skeptical. So we would say, okay, that's fine. You don't have to give me the last 4 of your Social Security number. Why don't you come up with a password on your account that you can use to verify?
Yeah.
When you call in through the automated system, that's the first thing they ask you for. Please enter your passcode or the last 4 digits of your social. Now we're not even allowed to ask you. So when you call in, if you don't verify it through the automated system, then we have to ask.
I think the culture of businesses are going to have to change with this new legislation. Stuff about Social Security numbers, you're going to have to tell customers you got to create another identification number or something that's unique to that customer.
Can those who can know how to do this sort of thing, can they get all your information based on just the last 4 numbers of your Social Security number? Because I have no problem giving you the last 4 numbers. You're never going to figure it out beyond that.
Right.
Scammers do.
Jeez, you're going to
make scammers do on the last 4 numbers.
They do research. They'll go over to the county clerk's office and then start looking for, based on the 4 numbers, your last name, and then I bet you there's documentation at the county clerk's office with Social Security numbers. Which county clerks vouch that all that information's been redacted, but you're shaking your head. I know. It's probably Sam. Yeah. No, it's very
I didn't
easy.
even know that.
Yes.
Jeez, he's scaring me so bad. I just want to hide in my basement for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Would you call me a Martian last week?
Scamming
over there?
Martian. I didn't call you a Martian. I said the Martians are watching you when you walk to your car.
You're not plotting
We
over
have the
there?
rover there in Mars right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The other thing that happened this week was the telemarketing arrangement that came out of Albany, how it is now illegal in New York State for most telemarketers to just bug you on the phone.
Right. The do not call list has been beefed up a little bit, where companies now, New York companies, have to register their telemarketers, and you could get off. You could tell them that you don't want any more of those calls, but it excludes politicians.
There is an exception.
Yes.
Of course there is.
Yes.
Oh.
So you're going to get those political calls.
Those are the calls I
especially now.
want the least.
Oh, I love it
I
when
agree.
I love it when I get a call from Joe Roebuck.
Telemarket me. Don't call me with your political
Robocalls.
agenda.
I think it's supposed to stop robocalls, but it didn't.
Those are regulated by the federal government, and I think that's why the political calls can continue.
Yeah,
Julie
First
Julie has one saved on our phone from Bill Clinton from a few years ago when he was pushing some candidate. So she likes to play her call from Bill every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, we're going to have to wrap it up.
Today.
We're going to wrap it up for Property Source Radio for this Saturday. Carlos, great to see you.
Yeah, great to be
Lana.
here. Wonderful.
A pleasure as always.
We have to wait a whole month to see you again.
We're going to hit the Dairy Queen.
And by then, I'll have had my Dairy Queen.
Cindy Piano, thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Good information from you. Pat?
Thank you.
The mother-in-law-less.
Yes, mother-in-lawless
Pat Coyne.
Yes.
And Alex, great to see you as always.
You as well.
Property Source Radio will be back next Saturday. ESPN Radio after a quick break here at Sports Radio 950 ESPN.